Hi, guys. Hope you're doing well this evening. It's Fred and Sheila with Hatfield McCoy Museum Adventures and FS Investigates.
Hey guys, thanks for joining us. I know what it was, talking about Sebastian, or we're just going to talk about Sebastian only on this video.
Okay.
Guys, we was going to do a live, but
Yeah.
technical.
It didn't work out, guys. It's sorry.
We trying to work off two computers and didn't work out.
If it can go wrong,
It's okay.
it'll happen.
It's okay. We're gonna do it like this. And if you got any questions, you can put them in the comments. That's where some of these questions are coming from, was the comments off of our other videos. So and that's what we was wanting to have a live for, where we could talk to you about and compare notes, but we'll get to that. Guys, we would like to say here, anybody's welcome to share this video that wants to. You can use it on your all's channel, whatever you want to do. Sheila and I don't care. We don't do this for. Let's get Sebastian back. But if you do share it, or if you do use it, if you would at least tag us with it.
Yeah.
Put Hatfield McCoy Museum Adventures, so they'll know where to go to YouTube to look at it, in case there's been some people that's not showing the whole videos.
Right.
They're just showing snippets. And then people puts in the comments and says, Fred says this or Fred says that. You can take things out of context and it makes it come out a different way. So if you're not going to show the whole video, for sure, at least tag us with it. So if they want to go see the entire video, they'll know where to find it at. We would appreciate that.
Please do that.
And if anybody sees a video of ours that's not tagged, please remind the person using it
The creator to
tag us with it. It's only fair, and we appreciate it.
Yeah.
Guys, there was a fella called Sheila yesterday.
He called you.
Oh, he called my phone?
Mm-hmm.
I was asleep.
Mm-hmm.
And when I got up, or she got me up, I can't remember, but said he saw Sebastian, and he wanted to tell us about it.
Mm-hmm.
We called him back, and he's in Alabama.
Yes.
First thing we told him was to call the police. Mm-hmm. Get the police there and let them see what's going on. He sent us a picture of this young man.
Whoa. To us, it looked like Sebastian.
Yeah.
It did favor him.
It did. Even we're going to follow up in the middle or the latter part of this video with another. It bothered us so much, even after we talked to Chris, that we still followed through with something else, because we were that.
Yes.
After Chris, well, let's go on. Then once we get through this part here, I'll tell you what happened. And and it just kept bothering me. And Sheila says, yeah, we should follow through. So, and we did. And
no, we just was like, it really did look like him. And it was just, that's all I kept thinking about. Every time I closed my eyes was seeing that little boy and comparing him to Sebastian.
I told Sheila, I said, Sheila, forget it. They said, it's not him. It's not him.
Yeah.
And I got up during the night. Of course, I'm up all the time with my back. But when I got up, I started thinking, there's so many times that Sheila has been right about something. And I've said, no, let's don't do this or do. And I'm thinking to myself, tomorrow, we're going to follow through with that. We're either going to go to Alabama, or we've got to make sure, what if she's right and we didn't follow through.
Yeah.
Okay. But anyway, the gentleman called us, and he told us that he was at a market in Alabama, told us the town, told us the market. And at one time we were going to put that, but now that we followed through with another part of the investigation, we don't have to now. And he says that he asked the young man, said, are you Sebastian? That's how much it looked like him. And he said no, and said he acted real funny, real shy, just walked off. Mm-hmm. And he said he saw him one day. He went back a couple of days just to see, and said one day he got out of a police car to go into work.
Mm-hmm.
After Sheila and I got off the phone with him, we text Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
goodness.
Sorry, guys. A long day. And we've been working on this all night
my
and all day.
goodness. Yeah.
We've been up all night. Me and Sheila get on something. We don't let up.
It bothers us.
We just feel that we're supposed to do something, and we just keep on looking. But after he sent us a picture, Sheila said, "Let's send that to Katie and Chris." And we've got Katie and Chris's phone number, or at least we did have. That's where the last video come from. The
right conversation
that we had.
Yeah.
And before I go on with this, I'm all over the place. I know, guys, but
that's all good.
Guys, some people commented on that last video we did and said if Fred would shut up and let Chris talk during that interview, we might hear something. Guys, that was not an interview, was it, Sheila?
No, it was just a conversation that we had with him.
That was not meant to be
set up
an interview. That was to set up an interview, because me and Sheila and I wanted to eye to eye, nose to nose, toe to toe. We wanted to talk to Katie and Chris in person.
Right.
That phone call was never we didn't tape that for a video.
Right.
We actually had forgotten about it. It was gone. That phone conversation was to set up a meeting and to talk nice to Chris and be nice and try to earn his trust.
Exactly.
So he wouldn't think he was going to get side swapped or
attacked.
Whacked.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you, babe.
There you go.
Attacked. And that's what that phone conversation was for. It was only after we had gone to Jackson on the Jaden Spicer case.
Yeah.
And everybody was saying, please see what you can do on Sebastian. Guys, we went on the Sebastian case before. We've worked on the Sebastian. We've done some videos on Sebastian. In the background there, that's Sheila over there. She's pointing at Sebastian's subdivision. On the other side of that tree line, those bushes is the construction site where they were expanding the subdivision.
Right.
That is my chest right here. Hatfield McCoy Museum behind her head.
See that?
That's my T-shirt. I'm holding the camera.
Right. You were filming, and I think I was filming too as well.
We both filmed. But we're in Hendersonville, Tennessee, right there. We're just 2 blocks away from Sebastian's house. We're at the cemetery. When we went down there one time, we searched the cemetery. Again, we knew it'd been searched, and that's where we saw 2 freshly dug graves.
Exactly.
And we were talking then about how easy it would be. Hopefully they've gone over it with sonar, but how easy it would be to go to a freshly dug grave and take off the dirt that's already been put back on, that's already been dug up. It's already fresh. It's easy to dig a hole, put a body, cover it back up. Of course, the cadaver dog's going to hit. There's a dead person there. But Sheila and I have already done that. But people were saying, please work on Sebastian. And Sheila and I come home and we just went ahead about our business, whatever we do. And then all of a sudden it burdens us.
Yep.
We get burdened.
Yeah.
We feel that we should do this or do that. So we start talking.
We should at least try to do something.
We start talking about Sebastian.
Yeah. And then it just trickled down to this.
And as Sheila, I said, get the video before that we did. And we're going through our phones, and there's Chris. I'm going to see what it shows up here. It don't show his number. Chris Proudfoot.
Yeah.
And I go back through the messages, and there's our messages we set up. And then Sheila says, I believe we taped that phone conversation because we were going to tape it so we could get, if there was any questions there that we had, we could write down off something he said. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, guys. We're no different than you guys. We're no different than nobody else on him or anybody else. But we were looking to see if we could find any falsehoods.
Discrepancies.
Any what?
Discrepancies.
Thank you, babe. Any discrepancies
Mm-hmm.
in his story. Now, that phone call was meant just to, hey, how you doing? This is Fred. And if you watch the beginning or listen to it, that's how it went. This is Fred. I can't believe that people's treated you like that. I don't know what do you do when you can't prove people wrong? And how do you... That was my point to him. Now, I had some people comment on our page, and they said, we can't believe you're talking that nice to him. Guys, go ahead, babe.
You don't want to start talking to somebody like that and attack them right off the bat and like you're interrogating them and stuff. As soon as you do that, they're going to clam up and won't say a word.
Do you really think that when Chris called us back, we had called him and he called us back? Thank him for calling us.
Yeah.
He called us back. And he said, this is Chris. And I said, well, when I seen Nashville, I kind of figured it was you. And I said, thanks for calling us. And I don't know how you defend yourself against some of these accusations.
Right.
And yes, sir. Yes, that's all nothing.
Right.
And I talked, and I talked, and I talked. Now, Sheila went through that tape because some of the stuff I talked about was finding the body of Joseph Couch. Some of it was just back and forth, mostly me. So we cut a lot of it out. If you think I talked a lot in that video, you should have heard the whole thing. But what you don't understand, some of you, as an investigator, we had to earn his trust.
Exactly.
And we did, because if you'll listen to the first of the phone conversation and listen to the end of it, listen to Chris. You want mustard on your crow? Some of their butts ain't big enough to back up what they're saying? He was really...
Tadpole behind.
Tadpole behind, and he's talking about YouTubers and people on that had said things. So we had him loosened up. In fact, he said, I asked him at least 6 times, didn't we?
At least
6 times that we'd like to talk to you and Katie. We'd like to talk. And he says, I have no problem. I don't mind doing it. I'm open to that. I'll check with Katie and get back with you. Well, he never got back with us. So we assumed that Katie didn't want to talk.
Yeah.
That is the reason when you're doing an investigation, you can't just come out and say, hey, Chris, did you whack that boy?
Right.
Hey, Chris, you can't do that. That's not the way we done. We knew that
Felicia.
Thank you, babe. Felicia and Josh. We knew they were lying. 2 seconds into that. 2 seconds into that, and watching the frigidness and watching the eyes and watching the throat, swallowing, watching. It wasn't hard to tell that they were not telling us the truth. And Chris and Katie knows that.
Sure.
We don't want to meet with them so we can congratulate them for having a beautiful home and good jobs. And that's not what this is all about. Like I said, when we met with Josh and Felicia, we got ready to go and we said, nice to meet you. And they said, nice to meet you. And we're all 4 lying because it wasn't. It wasn't nice for them to meet us. They didn't like us. They didn't like talking to us. They knew that we knew that they knew that they was fibbing. They wasn't telling the truth. And that's the same way with Chris. We wanted to go at Chris and Katie the same way. Go to them openly. Go to them straightforward. We've got some questions for you. Guys, I said once before in a video, as long as the person always tells the truth, you never have to back up. Okay. You don't have to worry. What did I say yesterday? What did I say last week? What did I tell that YouTuber from 2 weeks ago? You don't have to worry. You tell the truth. You tell what happened, and that's where it has to go.
The truth will set you free. So if you don't lie, then you don't have to worry.
Now, Sheila come up with a good thing earlier. We were talking, and some of these people on our comments, man, they're rough. YouTubers, and they're rough. They're rough on Chris and Katie. And Sheila said, it reminds her of that story in the Bible of the
woman who was not being
who was persecuted for being a woman of the night.
There you go. I was trying to think of a good name for it. They brought her in front of Jesus and told Jesus what she had been doing, and they were going to stone her. And Jesus spoke up and said, "Ye without sin cast the first stone." And she was on the ground at his feet, and he looked up, down at her and said, "Woman, where are your accusers?" And she looked up and they were gone. He said, "Go and sin no more."
And guys, that's like YouTube. That's like comments. Believe me, Sheila and I would be the first one to accuse somebody if we ever find evidence. We have to find something. We have to know something. Even when we left over from Josh and Felicia, even when we went out to the woods, I said, when we come back the second time, I said, they're going to turn themselves in. And on the way back that night from Jackson to home, we talked. We even taped it.
Yeah.
And we said that they're guilty.
Yeah.
They're guilty of sin. It's just going to take God to work on them, or the police to interrogate them, something. Well, lo and behold, they turned themselves in, or
she did. She did. Mm-hmm.
So going back to this story from Alabama, I took that picture and we texted it to Chris and Katie. And Chris texted back, said it's not him.
Do you want me to show it here? Or
yeah, if you don't care.
No, I don't care. This will be coming and going, guys. This is the first text.
Yeah, thank you, babe.
Why is it blue?
That's okay. Hey, Chris, someone saw our last video and sent us this. What is yours and Katie's thoughts? It's about 6 to 8 hours from us, about 2.5 hours from Hendersonville.
Right.
I'm talking about this was the picture.
There we go.
Okay.
Law.
And that's the text I sent him Friday at 10:29 a.m.
Okay. Let's go to the next one. Here is the picture that we sent.
There's the picture that we sent him. Now, we've blurred it out because we have since found out some more news, but he looked as much like Sebastian as anybody
I'm telling you
you've seen. So go ahead. You guys can stop your TV if you need to. And I said, we informed the caller and sender of this photo to call the local police and have them to check it out.
Yep.
We thanked them for calling us, but guys, you need to call the police. Call Tennessee Bureau of Investigations. At 12:07, Chris wrote me back, me and Sheila.
Right.
And he said, thank you for the information. Unfortunately, that's not our son. Please let the caller know that we said thank you for the photos and always looking. Hair is way too dark. Jawline is wrong.
Okay.
That's from Chris, and it continues here. Sebastian has freckles on his neck as well. I said, thank you, Chris. He said, anytime. I hope you and your family are doing well too. I said, you and Katie as well.
Right.
I waited a few minutes. Me and Sheila talked because we didn't want to. It was nice of them responding to us about the picture. And again, we don't like to aggravate people. We know how YouTubers. But guys, we've got to keep this in the news.
That's right.
And we're going to show you. We're going to explain to you why. About midway through this video, we're going to show you what happened on another phone call here.
You're exactly right.
And I said, that young fella works at a market in blank, Alabama. Now, we were going to leave that up there at one time, but since Sheila forced me to continue on with our investigation, she wasn't going to rest, even though Chris said
it was.
And we believe Chris. We had no reason not to believe that he didn't know him and Katie who. But we had to continue on. We'll get to that later on. But I think this young man has been reported before. This is Chris talking. I can remember that someone called law enforcement about a young man in Alabama, but I can't remember exactly where in Alabama.
Okay. Let's see your next one. Whoops.
You're okay.
Here's this one.
And I said, we asked the caller why no one had already reported it. But anything is possible. We told him to call the police. Then Sheila said, send to Katie and Chris. They will know as soon as they see the photo. Thanks again.
Yep. This is what you had said to him. Right. And then this is his response as well.
Sheila and then I wrote back and I said, Sheila and I would still love to talk to you guys and give our viewers an update. He said, let me talk to Katie and see how she feels about it. Mm-hmm. I said, thank you. And he said, you're very welcome.
Mm-hmm. Katie, we can't imagine what you've gone through over this year and a half with Sebastian. He's being missing. However, I would like to say that Fred is a retired police officer, and he's very good at what he did. He really is. And we would love to come and sit down and talk to you and Chris and just see how things are going. If there's any new information about Sebastian, and we would love to help if you would allow us to do that.
We think we can help.
Yes.
With not us,
right,
but with God's help, we think we can.
Exactly.
We think we can help. We can. Going on with our notes, we've got some notes over here, guys, that some people say people's interviews are rehearsed. We don't know. Think back to the last 8 hours of your life and look at your partner and start telling them, what did you do the last 8 hours or 12 hours? Mm-hmm. What did you do yesterday? Look at somebody and start telling, okay, I got up yesterday morning, I fed the dogs, I walked the dogs, I come back, Sheila had breakfast made, we ate breakfast. Go through that day. Mm-hmm. See if you're going to forget some things that you did. See if you're going to, if you tell it again to another person in a minute, see if you might remember something else. See how you word your words, because see, when people's looking at you guys, I'm not taking nothing away from these two people. I'm not giving them nothing.
Exactly.
But as of right now, Sheila and I haven't talked to them. We don't have nothing. It's level ground. We don't know how we're going to feel if we're ever blessed and Chris and Katie gives us the opportunity to talk to them. If Chris and Katie's innocent of any wrongdoing and nothing, they have nothing to hide, I don't know why they wouldn't talk to us. We're not going to accuse them falsely. We're not going to slander them. That's not our mission. Mm-mm. Our mission is try to help find Sebastian,
bring him home.
We've been blessed on a few things in life on cases.
Right.
I've done it for 40 years. I'm no genius. I'm no Einstein, but we do know how to investigate. The thing about us now, this is not an investigation anymore. This has turned into we follow him. He leads us. Where he leads us, we follow. Like the movie Apostle. Where he leads us, we follow. We go somewhere. We're in that graveyard right there. We started out. Chris says in the last video that he saw us.
Yeah. He said you took such and such
on
road.
The video. He saw us there. He saw us stop in front of his house and me tell Sheila, because he's got no trespassing signs up. And I told Sheila I has to go over and knock on the door.
Now he's trying to get me in trouble, y'all.
So that's where we're at right there. Mm-hmm. We're down there. Mm-hmm. Do people need to pause on every event? You know, somebody asked in these comments, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to go over some of these questions, see if your question or comments in here. But somebody said, do you have to pause after every sentence? I got up. I went to the kitchen. I went to the bedroom. I went outside. Guys, I don't know. You people that know Katie and Chris and you know their demeanor and you know how they talk, is that the way they normally talk? Is that the way Katie normally talks? Or is she nervous? I would be. Somebody's interviewing me. I would be trying to make sure that I didn't mess up. Have you ever tried to say everything so straight and so right that it comes out wrong?
Trying to be careful not to leave anything out. And then
Yeah. That happens. Does that make somebody guilty? It does not. It doesn't make nobody guilty. But for some reason, and guys, you all may be right, and as of right now, we may be wrong because we don't have a dog in the fight. We're not swayed either way right now.
We're neutral.
We don't know. And I don't think you guys know. I think you've watched YouTube videos. I think you've watched Nancy Grace. You know, Nancy Grace, had I been Chris, I saw an interview with Nancy Grace, and wow, boy, I know she likes the clicks and the views but wow. What if someday that it's proven that these two actually had nothing to do with Sebastian's disappearance? How is that lady going to feel? Because she was ruthless. Had I been Chris, knowing my demeanor, my personality, especially before my change, but even right now with my change, I would have got up and walked out. That was so one-sided, and first you got to have something to go on. That was for entertainment purposes, I feel, in my opinion.
Okay.
Somebody said Chris has a lousy attitude. Guys, I don't care what your attitude, your personality, your demeanor is. I don't care what it is. It doesn't matter. It doesn't make you guilty. It doesn't make you guilty of anything.
Gotta have proof.
We're hoping we get to talk to Chris and Katie. We're still praying. We're still shooting for it.
Mm-hmm.
If we don't, we're not going to sit here and accuse them. I think it's going to sway, just like the last video when they didn't contact us back. Yeah. We wonder why.
Right.
Because Katie said, we want to keep him in the news. We want to keep his name out there. Well, what better way to do it? We're not out here with one of them megaphones. We're not dogging or mistreating them. I feel you, babe. But I mean, we're not doing that.
Right.
I don't agree with the way some people have treated them, especially with nothing to go on yet.
Everybody's innocent until proven guilty.
Way to go, babe. And I've always said, I'd rather let a guilty person go than I would ever accuse an innocent person. Yeah. That's just
wait till it comes out in the wash, and it will eventually hit all.
We're going to find them.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to find them.
Yep.
God's going to find them, not us.
Yeah.
God's going to find them. God is going to put it on somebody's heart. Ever who did wrong. Guys, it may not even be a wrong. It may have been an accident. Mm-hmm. An accident and panic. It could have been so many different things. We don't know.
Right.
But to accuse people and point our finger, we're never going to get. You got to have a heart. Let's find out what happened first.
God knows, and then whoever else was involved knows. So
people assume, they speculate, and they give their opinions. But it's all we have, Chris and Katie, and others.
Yeah.
And others. Some people says, why don't you talk to this one or that one? Why? Why do we want to talk to them yet? We haven't talked to Katie yet. Katie's the last one to ever see Sebastian alive. Mm-hmm. Or anyway else. Mm-hmm. She's the last one to see him. Why would we want to go talk to anybody else about this instead of the person that ate dinner with him and spent the night there and found out that he's missing? Mm-hmm. That's who we need to talk to. We need to talk to Katie.
Yes.
Now, some people, and I'm going to pass it in here in a minute, but I get ahead of myself, but some people says, why does Chris always answer for her? Why does Chris take care? That's right. That's his wife. Does that mean they're guilty of anything? Could be. Could be he's trying to make sure she don't foul up, but it could also be his wife.
You always do stuff to help me.
That's the way I would do for Sheila, and that's the way Sheila does for me. Look at when I forget or lose my train of thought. I'm getting old, guys. I'm almost 70 years old.
We both are.
And she keeps me, I say the wrong names. I do the wrong.
Everybody does.
Give us more. Convince us beyond a shadow of a doubt, Chris and Katie. You can convince us. You can show us. You can let our viewers, let people see a different side. We're not going to ask you, if you think we're going to ask you the regular questions that everybody else has asked you in the 5 or 10 interviews that you've done, we're not. We're not. We're not going to tell you what we're going to ask you because it's going to be a surprise. We want to watch your facial features. We want to watch your demeanor, your body language. We want to watch.
Mm-hmm.
We want to see if we think you're being deceitful. Are we going to slander you and say, we have no degree. We have no in psychology or body language or anything else.
We're just average people.
We count on another way. We count on another way. I don't want to act like we don't see the future. We don't. It's not like that. It's just if it's meant to be, if God sees that it's right and he wants to shine a light on it, he will.
Mm-hmm.
I have a feeling that if you talk to us and you know anything about it, I have a feeling you're going to tell us. I have a feeling you're going to be burdened to tell us on your own. That's my thoughts. And Sheila's. Mm-hmm. Sheila's the prayer bigger than I am.
I pray and pray and pray and pray.
But wouldn't that be something? If you're thinking, well, let's try it. Let's meet with them. And then you meet and all of a sudden God burdens you to say, hey, here's what happened. Or nothing happened. I was at work. She was here. This happened. See, guys, we don't falsely accuse nobody. We're counting on the good Lord and prayer. Mark 11:24. Therefore, I tell you, believe whatever you ask for in prayer that you will receive, and it will be yours. Any rumor that starts, nip it in the bud. Start your own YouTube channel if you need to. I'm talking to Chris and Katie. Mm-hmm. You know, you should want, and I've heard Chris in a couple of interviews where he's got right, and rightly so, because they've accused him of everything in the world. Now, the things that they've come out with that's true, you got to own them. You've got to own them. They're yours. But does he own a cemetery? Does he own a yacht? Does he live here? Them things is things people's made up. And people does that. Just like the people that was going to stone that woman to death. They was all gathered together to stone that woman until he calls them out. Which one of you? By yourself, without the others around you. Without these keyboard Rambos. And guys, it's okay to ask questions. It's okay to be, I mean keyboard Rambos when you're being insulting or threatening or mean. But it's okay to ask questions where you think there's a question at. We want your questions. Mm-hmm. If Chris and Katie ever talk to us, we're going to put a thing out and ask you. If do you have a question out there? What one question do you want us to ask them on your behalf? Mm-hmm. We'll ask it. And Chris and Katie should have no problem answering any question whatsoever dealing with the disappearance of Sebastian.
Again, do you want them to put it in the comments below or do you want them to text them?
No, text him to us, 606-669-0364. Don't call, just text your questions. I don't know that they're ever going to meet with us. I tell you, Sheila and I have a feeling they will. We have faith that they're going to meet with us. Now, if they don't, they don't. Again, we don't know everything. If
they don't, it just wasn't meant to be. God said, not right now. Not at this time.
Do you think, had we talked to Chris on the phone in an aggressive manner or accusing him, that he would have ever talked to us for over an hour? We would have never gotten the interview. We didn't anyway.
Right.
But we sure wouldn't have gotten it had we started out accusing them.
Exactly.
Right off the bat. And we feel like Chris wanted to talk to us. He told us, you all heard it. Mm-hmm. He said, I have no problem. I got to check with Katie. Well, evidently when he checked with Katie, she said no, because we didn't have the interview. Now, he said that again in the message you just read on Friday. Mm-hmm. He just said that again. I'll check with Katie. So let's see what Katie says. Sheila, from one mother to another, has asked Katie for a meeting We'd love to sit down and talk,
Sure.
and let's see where we get.
Where it
Let's see
goes.
what are we going to be fooled, or are they guilty and they're going to fool us? It's possible. Anything's possible.
Mm-hmm.
Are they innocent? And we're going to say, hey, they answered everything we could throw at them.
Never
Come
know.
to think about it, we didn't accuse them and still didn't get an interview. Sheila and I don't convict people on other people's opinions.
Mm-mm.
Sorry, guys, we don't do that.
Sorry.
We don't join. We've never been people that joins the crowd. We've always beat to our own drum.
Judge not, lest you be judged.
We seen a thing on Facebook before where all these people's going down this forks of the road and everybody's in this line going down through here and one person over. That's me and Sheila. We don't have to be with the crowd. Sheila and I were attempting to get an eye-to-eye meeting with Chris and Katie. We prayed that God would lead us with the questions that we needed to ask on the interview. Somebody mentioned a certain person.
Yeah.
And they said, no wonder Chris and Katie don't talk to nobody. They had BHB. Well, we're not BHB. We're not doing that. We don't do that. I almost didn't even text them again the other day and say we'd still like to meet with you. I almost didn't do that. But God put it on our heart and says, do it.
Yep.
Ask them again. All they try to say no. Chris says, I'll check with Katie.
We'll see.
Somebody said, don't be upset because Chris didn't get back to you. Guys, we're not upset. We're curious. It made us more curious.
Right.
Because Sheila and I, again, we're not going to dog people. We're not going to slander, libel. We're not going to do that. We have no desire to do that. But we would like to ask some questions. We would like to see what our feel is on those two.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We have no desire to speak to nobody else right now. People's asking, why don't you speak to this one? Why? What, were they there that night? Were they there that morning when she got up?
Right.
Not until we speak to Chris and Katie. We can speak to Katie. We can speak to Katie by herself. Chris doesn't have to be there.
Yeah.
We welcome him. We wouldn't mind him being there because that's her husband. Another reason that Sheila and I stopped attempting to find Sebastian is from all the drama.
Yes.
Sheila and I made 2 or 3 trips down there. Last trip, engine blew up on our vehicle and we had to turn around and come back. Well, we turned around and towed back. But
yeah.
And but after that wasn't really. We got the vehicle fixed. We got a new motor put in it. We could have went back. Mm-hmm. But by then, there's lawsuits. There's court cases. There's too much drama.
Yeah.
Too much drama. We don't have to be so accusatory until we find the evidence. Let's work. Let's find the evidence. You guys are some good investigators out there. YouTubers are the best.
So let's all work as hard as we can to find Sebastian.
We are a small channel, but look at the response since we posted our phone conversation on with Chris.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We're just a small channel. But we get thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands. Sometimes she's gone viral of views.
Yeah.
God works in mysterious ways.
Yep.
As we had forgotten about the phone call. We'd forgotten about that phone call with Chris.
Yeah.
Until we start looking back into the Sebastian and we're going to say, hey, let's take another look at it. Let's see if we're missing something. Let's see if, and there's that phone call. We never wanted to put that phone call out for clicks, for attention. We didn't want to do that. That was a phone call between us and Chris to make a connection to say, hey, let's meet.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, we went ahead and put it out because that phone call got people's attention once again. And Katie says that she wants to get attention for Sebastian. So thank you, Katie, because by saying that, we got him some more attention.
Exactly.
Not enough, because we're going to tell you after a while. Let's tell you after a while. Where is that, Sheila? Is that in? You got that down at the bottom of the screen?
Yeah.
Well, let's just go over that. let's just stop right here and go over that. Guys, what we did, Sheila and I didn't sleep last night. We've been up all night. Well, I was yawning a while ago. We ain't been in bed yet.
Going to bed early, that was.
We worked on, as soon as we get done with this, we're going to bed. She won't even upload this till tomorrow. We've been up all night. We couldn't wait till today so we could call the market.
Place of employment.
We called the market where that little fella works at. He's a little fella. He's bigger than I am, which I ain't nothing to brag about, but he looks like Sebastian. And we called, and we're going to let you hear that telephone conversation with the manager. And let's just play it through and we'll explain it as we go if you don't understand it. Go ahead.
See what your all's take is on it. Just a second.
We called the store and asked for the manager.
Yeah.
And Sheila was taping.
Here we go.
Kim, I can help you.
Hey, Kim, is the manager in?
I am the manager.
All right. My name's Fred McCoy. I'm calling from Kentucky. I'm a retired police officer, and we've been looking for Sebastian, of course, down there in Tennessee. And I'm sure this is probably not the first call that you've gotten, but there was a fellow that called us and said that there was a guy working there at your old store that looked like Sebastian. Are you familiar with that?
Sebastian
Rogers. He's a guy a kid that disappeared from Tennessee last year, about a year and a half ago. And he sent a picture of this guy, and it looks somewhat like Sebastian would look like. And I thought maybe that you all might be familiar, or somebody had already come in there and seen.
we don't have a kid named Sebastian working here.
Yeah.
But I don't know which one it could be.
Yeah.
He's got,
One of them. They sent a picture of him. Can you describe how they said he looked?
Yeah, well, we've got a picture of him, and he's
got brown hair and glasses.
Brown hair and glasses, big glasses, and the taller guy looks like he's about 17 or 18 years old, and that's about the if you're not familiar with it, Sebastian's he's an artistic boy. He's on the high end of autistic, and this kid here, he's stalking at the store, and he's got a whole head full of hair hanging down in front of his eyes, and again the big glasses like.
Yes. I don't know. I'm not familiar with the picture, so I wouldn't. We do have a couple here that wear glasses. She got the brown hair, but I'm not for sure.
Would you, could I send a picture to your cell phone? Would that help?
Oh, yeah. It's 205.
Hang on one second. She'll write it down. Thank you for doing this for us. This saves us a trip to Alabama, but besides that, you can have the reward. If we're just trying to recover them, there's a $50,000 reward on them. You can have it as far as that. We just want to find the young man.
Yes.
And he's 205.
And I cut that out.
Sheila cut the number out. No need to call now. I'll send you a picture, and it'll have my number, and after you look at it and see what you think, give me a call back.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, I sure will.
Bye, dear.
All right. Bye-bye.
Now she's going to call back.
Very sweet lady.
Do you want me to go ahead and play that, or you want to talk first?
No, you can go ahead and get it. Is it ready to play now?
Yeah,
Is it right here?
I followed it up. I put them together.
Okay.
So the first one will play, and
well,
then her response.
we waited. We sent her the picture, and after we sent her the picture of the young fella, I told Sheila, I said, well, she may not contact us back. She may think we're some kind of weirdos or something, and just trying to find out who this kid is.
Mm-hmm.
So Sheila sent her the reward, the poster, the wanted poster, or in search of lost
missing persons
poster. Thank you, Punk, with a bunch of pictures of Sebastian on it. She sent that to her, and after she sent her that, then she wrote back a text, and she said, his dad's a police officer. That's all she said. Well, I picked up the phone and called her because, see, if you notice at the beginning of this video, when we first started, we said that man said one day he saw a police car drop that fella off at the store. Mm-hmm. So go ahead and play, babe.
Now, this is her the second time.
When we call back. Yellow. This kid's daddy is a cop.
This kid's daddy is a cop, is what she sent a text.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, his daddy's a cop. Okay.
Text.
No.
Just let it go.
Oh, okay. Well, at least we know.
I'm calling her back now.
He's calling her.
There it goes. Okay.
Hello?
Hey, sorry to bother you.
Yes.
That's what we were told. The guy that had spotted him lives down there, and he took a picture. He said he went and asked the kid if he was named Sebastian, and he said he watched one day and he saw him get in a police car. And
his dad's a cop, yes.
and so you're familiar with the family, and you know that.
Yes, yeah. I know the family. That's his dad.
Oh.
His dad's a state trooper here. In Alabama.
Well,
Yes.
that is great. Did you get the picture that Sheila sent you, the
Yes.
wanted post?
Yes, I
Okay.
did. Yes, I did.
If you ever see that little boy, he's been missing for a year and a half. And
Okay.
hey, and thank you, dear. You're so
Sorry to
helpful.
bother ya.
Okay, you're welcome.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Okay, so his dad's a state trooper. Okay.
Very
Now,
sweet
Do
lady.
you want me to put the poster up there that I sent?
Yeah,
Okay,
you
let
would.
me remove this one, and then I think this was it here.
Just leave it up there for a while.
That's what we sent.
Sheila sent her that because she hadn't called us back
Mhm.
after she. We sent her the first picture. So after that, then she wrote and said his dad's a police officer. So which
Yeah.
we was told that he got out of a police car. So now this is for Katie and Chris. Imagine you all heard me talking there because I assumed, and Sheila, we assumed that everybody in the United States of America knew
Mm-hmm.
who Sebastian was.
Lo and behold.
We felt that. We felt that everybody knows who Sebastian is. He's been missing. He's like any of these children that come up, the Glass Girl and different people throughout our lives she didn't know who Sebastian was.
Mm-mm.
That threw me off because I told her we didn't want to come down there, but we're looking for Sebastian
Mhm.
from Tennessee. And she didn't more know who Sebastian was than a man in the moon.
Mhm.
So Katie, by wanting to keep him in the news, you're exactly right. And that shows that we're not keeping him in the news enough,
Yeah.
or in the public or in social media or anywhere. Guys, there's no such thing as bad publicity. There's no such thing as bad advertisement. If you can get the word out there, and the more people that sees it, the more people knows, the better off we are.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lady in Alabama, 2.5 hours from Hendersonville
Mm-hmm.
is where she's at.
Mm-hmm.
She don't know who Sebastian is.
Mm-mm.
So now if we want to keep Sebastian in the news, if we want to keep his story going and people on the lookout for him, I'm sorry. You all going to have to toughen up, and you're going to have to say, hey, we'll talk to anybody. We don't care. At this point, we'll talk to anybody. We're going to get his word out there. We're going to keep him in the news.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't care, start with us. Start with us.
Please.
Evidently, you have not read my comments on BHB. We do not agree with the way she did, but everyone's not like that. That was me to that lady that had.
Yeah.
We are still hoping Chris and Katie will talk to us and we can ask the hard questions that other people hasn't. Other people hasn't. You know, the funny thing is, we don't pull no punches. And I'm talking to Chris and Katie. If you think Chris and Katie is not going to watch this video, you're mistaken. They are.
Sure.
And we're not trying to pull no wool over their eyes. We're saying we want to ask you some questions. Guys, ask me anything you want. If I'm telling the truth, I'll answer it. You don't care to answer questions when you're telling the truth if you have nothing to hide. We're putting it to you as straight as we can. We're going to ask some questions. That doesn't. It'll be questions that it ain't a toss up of where it could go either way. It's going to take prayer to reveal the truth and find Sebastian. Guys, it's going to take the good Lord.
What's done in the dark will be brought to
It's
the light.
going to, great, babe, that's right. It's going to take the good Lord. We don't know where Sebastian is. You guys don't know where he's at. The cops don't know where he's at. Nobody knows where Sebastian is.
Wow.
Somebody does.
Yeah.
Somebody does. See, guys, ever who did this, ever who did something to Sebastian,
Mm-hmm.
and the place has been searched down there, so he didn't wander off. He's not out in the woods. He's not here and there. Somebody done something with Sebastian. Everyone who has committed this act against Sebastian has gotten away with it. They've gotten away with it. No body, no witnesses. They are free as the breeze, unless God burdens their heart and covers them in so much guilt and conviction that they say, hey, hey. I say they. It could be he, it could be she, it could be they, it could be them. Don't go by the words that I use and imply or think that I'm meaning something or saying something else.
Okay.
But ever who's got anything to do with Sebastian's disappearance is free. They're free. There's never going to be a body. I think ever who it is, they know the body is. They're okay. It's over. Unless
Judgment Day.
Unless God intervenes, or they have a change of heart, that they decide to make an agreement with the prosecutor in return for Sebastian's remains. Yep. Once again, Mark 11:24, pray. But what if something happened that was an accident? Why if something happened off the wall? Why if something happened what if he was running down the road, running away from home, a car hit him out on the road, they threw him in the trunk of the car and took him somewhere and disposed of him? What if? Anything's possible. But ever who disposed of them, they know who they are.
Yeah.
They know they done wrong. Question. Okay, now a question to Fred. Since you got no return call to meet with them or speak with KP, what does that tell you? And I answered, tells me they didn't want to talk to us. It don't tell me they're guilty. Don't tell me they're innocent. Don't tell me nothing. It tells me they don't want to talk to us. They didn't want to talk to us. We're hoping that by us coming back out and explaining ourselves and trying to be as truthful and trustworthy as we can be with them, that they'll do the same with us.
Sure.
And they sound like a nice guy. Chris sounds like I seen the other side of Chris. You guys, some people got mad at Chris because he went on a show and called in and was real irate. Did he have a right to be? Did he have a right to be mad? If you accuse, and especially things that you haven't done, it's things that he was upset over that he hadn't done, didn't own, didn't do, go here, go there. No wonder he was mad. I'd be mad too. Would you all be mad if whether it's got something to do with Sebastian or not? The things that he was complaining about is things that had nothing to do with Sebastian. It was just rumors and people started. Bill and I want to help clear things up. They can explain any mess that they want to. Chris and Katie can explain. They've got the floor. They got the platform. They got to tell anything. No stress, no pressure from us. They couldn't be with two easier going people. We're not going to jump to conclusions, not jumping on the bandwagon. Sheila and I are open-minded. We've never followed the crowd.
No.
Somebody asked, why not talk to Seth? I answered, Sheila and I wanted to talk to Katie first, as she was the last one to see Sebastian. Why would we talk to Seth? We need to talk to Katie and Chris if he wants to. What I found peculiar was that Katie told reporters she wanted to keep Sebastian in the news. but doesn't want to talk anymore. Now, see, that's a little bit peculiar to me, and probably Sheila.
I agree. It's a little bit strange.
That's your baby. I know it's uncomfortable. I know people's watching every word you say. I know people's watching body language and demeanor. I know that. Woman up. Woman up. That's your baby. A mother's love like no other. Does it make her guilty because she's not talking? No. No, it doesn't make her guilty. But it's not a good sign.
Good, yeah.
It doesn't look good. No doubt it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But it's her son. So she has to come out. She has to break loose. She has to change. One person said YouTube has done nothing but harm this case. You know, guys, if she come out and talked, people probably leave her alone. You probably couldn't get nobody to interview her after a while. It's because it's such a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Why would it be a challenge to get a mother to talk about her son? Shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. And maybe it won't be after she thinks about it.
Yeah.
And she might just say, okay, I'm just going to have to toughen up. Ask away. If I've answered the question 500 times, I'll answer it 501. I'm just going to keep on going.
Mm-hmm.
That's what a mother does. We don't agree. There's bad in everything, but all in all, YouTube has kept Sebastian alive. In memory, in talk, YouTube has kept Sebastian's name out there. More than the press, more than the sheriff's department, more than anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
The more a case like this stays in the news and the public, the better.
Yep.
While we don't agree with some of the techniques some people have used, we do feel social media can help in many ways.
Mm.
It's just our thoughts. But we think that. Because we see some smart people on here that comment on everything, on every case, every case we've worked on, we see smart comments.
Thank you all.
Sheila and I are nobodies. Trying to get the person or persons responsible for the disappearance of Sebastian to come clean and bring him or his remains home.
Yes.
We are nothing special. We just want to trust in the Lord and bring Sebastian home through prayer and give the credit to God. Give God the glory.
Mm-hmm.
Give God the glory. Can you imagine if this case is solved? Can you imagine if somebody was to tell us where his little body is and they can go recover him and give him a decent burial? One would think that since you are a retired police officer, you would field or view.
Wouldn't be so.
Oh, your field of view wouldn't be so narrow.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody asked me that.
Yeah.
One would think that you, a retired police officer, your field of view wouldn't be so narrow. Really? Really? Because I haven't accused somebody?
Mm-hmm.
Because Sheila and I haven't come out and said, we think because they stuttered on that third sentence in that second paragraph that they're guilty of sin, or this one's guilty of that, or that one. We're narrow-minded because we're not narrow-minded because we haven't done that. That would be something a narrow-minded person would do. Narrow-minded because we wanted to talk to the last person to see Sebastian first. That's not narrow-minded, guys. That's a good investigator. That's
what investigation is. Yeah, investigating is you talk to who was there at that time.
We don't know any more than you do who did it. We are not accusing anyone. We don't know. I'm narrow-minded or she's narrow-minded because we haven't accused somebody and we haven't even talked to anybody. We do know in any investigation, you start with the last person that's seen somebody. That's how you would start. Does that make them guilty? Of course not. But that's where we start.
Mm-hmm.
Would it help Would it have helped us had we been able to talk to Chris and Katie? Of course. In fact, we're still praying that they text us back or call us and say, hey, come on down. We'll meet with you.
Yep.
Of course it would help. Anything we knew, anything we could tell you guys, anything we could talk about. And when you say this, or that, we can say, no, you're wrong.
Yeah.
You're wrong. That's not what they said. That's not what they, or we can say,
well,
guys, keep praying.
Yeah.
Keep praying. Hopefully God works on somebody.
The power of prayer.
We were treating Chris with respect and niceness, and he treated us the same way. Mm-hmm. Katie made a request. We must keep his name out there, and we must keep looking for Sebastian. Okay, that's her words. That's not ours. Katie, that's your words. You're the one that said that. Did you mean it? If you mean it, we're willing to keep them in the news. We're willing to do a story.
Mm-hmm.
Question, sir. You were too busy talking about your own personal testimony and interrupted way too many times. Wow, pal, if you believe that, you should have heard the entire conversation, because I talked even more than that. Again, this was not an interview.
Mm-hmm.
This was not an interview. This was a phone conversation for two people or three people to meet and talk and get to know each other and say, hey, will you do this?
Yeah, we're trying to set one up. Mm-hmm.
That wasn't an interview. Speak it once and let it rest. I probably would have chosen to use my limited time on an interview that didn't interrupt. Guys, that wasn't no interview. That was Chris and Sheila and I talking. Simply talking to build trust, to get to know each other, so we could set up an interview.
Exactly.
That wasn't an interview. That's why we never even played the video. It wasn't meant to ever be played. You are mistaken. This was not an interview.
Yep.
Sheila and I wanted an interview where we could see their eyes and watch their facial reactions, body language. I'm not telling Chris and Katie nothing they don't know. They know that every time they sit down with anybody that's interviewing them, I don't care how polite, how prim and proper, how neat they look, and how they try to act like they're not watching, they are staring them down. They are watching every breath, every
swallow.
Every swallow. They are watching every movement, every cough.
Yep.
They're watching this. At least Sheila and I's up front with you.
Yeah.
At least Sheila and I, we're going to be watching. Of course we would. What kind of investigators would we be if we didn't? Are you going to pass? Are you going to tell the truth? We think you are. We think you are. This was simply a telephone conversation with me bragging on him and Katie and sympathizing with the position they were in. They are in a heck of a position. If they are innocent, they are in a heck of a position. That's sad. And if they're guilty, then maybe, just maybe, they need somebody with the heart to them to sit down and say, hey, what happened?
Let's get this taken care of and bring him home.
We understand some people don't know anything about conducting or setting up a real investigation or interrogation, but we were hoping that by Chris talking to us that he would open up. And he did.
He did.
Chris, at the end of that conversation, he's talking up a storm.
That's what I was going to say. At the beginning, it was very minimal. Just a few words, just answering the questions. And then as it went along, he got more relaxed. And then he
felt comfortable around us. We wasn't there accusing him, pointing the finger at him and saying, hey, Chris, what'd you do last night? Hey, Chris, where was you at 2:00 this morning? Hey, Chris, that's not the way you do. These guys have not even became suspects. They're suspects in people's minds, and parents are always going to be suspects, the first ones.
Right.
But as of right now, they've not been classified as suspects by the sheriff's office that I know of. Listen to the conversation from the beginning and then look at it at the end. Actually, the phone conversation interview went exactly as Sheila and I had planned. You're talking about an interview and don't know how to. It went exactly what we wanted it to go. We talked. He was nice. We were nice. We were polite. Everybody got along. We hit it off. Chris says, I have no problem sitting down and talking to you. I'll check with Katie and see what she says. So when we hung up, we thought just any day they were going to text back or call and say, yeah, come on down. That didn't happen. Why? Question. It seems you and your chat have already biased. They all blame Chris. It seems you and your chat have already biased. They all blame Chris. No, I'm sorry if you feel that way. I don't know what in our conversation on videos or something I've responded to in a text. I don't know how we've done that, because we've always tried to make sure that we've said everybody's innocent till proven guilty. And answer, I don't recall blaming anybody. In fact, at one time I said on a video, let's follow the evidence.
Sure.
Don't accuse anyone until there's evidence. Actions speak louder than words. So that's a little bit confusing to us, where you say you want to keep them out there, but you don't try to help us. We're trying to help you, not our son. It's yours. We're trying to help you. Help us, help you. In the end, Sheila and I and a whole host of others are praying that the guilty party or parties simply come clean and turn themselves in and put an end to this.
Exactly.
What some don't understand is God has all power. And if he wants it to come out, guys, it's coming out.
No matter
It's coming
what,
out.
He's in control of everything.
We haven't accused anybody, but I'm going to tell you something. If God wants it to come out, it'll come out. And if it's going to come out, you'd be a lot better off if ever who we're talking to.
Right. The person or persons. Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter who we're talking to. Ever who had something to do with that is, listen, they watch these Sebastian Rogers videos. Not only ours, but anybody else that posts. They want to see what's going on.
Or if people are getting close.
And if they think that they've got away with it, and I said a while ago they did. As of right now with the law, there's nobody, there's no evidence, there's no witnesses, got away with it, unless God wants to intervene and bring something out. Something happens. Now you're in a world of hurt. Because now you're really in trouble, because God exposed where Sebastian is. Now it's a good charge. Mm-hmm. Where if you take mine and Sheila's advice is to anybody out there that had anything to do with it, go get you a defense attorney. Don't go to the police. Don't go to the police. You're not going to anyway. I'm not telling you nothing you don't know, but I'm going to make it easy on you. Go find you a defense attorney. Tell him what you got. Let him contact the prosecutor.
Work out a deal.
Tell the prosecutor you're never going to find Sebastian's remains. There's a rule of law for that, where a prosecutor and a defense attorney can talk, and they can't hold nothing against somebody. And he don't have to tell them who the client is. He can just say, hey, I got a client. Says he knows, or she knows, or they know, or where Sebastian is. You're never going to find him. You want to make a deal. It's been 1.5 years, going on 2 years. We were disappointed when Chris said he would check with Katie and never got back to us. Mm-hmm. Okay, I went over that.
Yep.
Hope this helps. This is people's comments. Hope this helps. Let's all keep praying, whoever guilty party is, but only issue interviews with multiple people. The only issues with having a lot of interviews or multiple people is the interviews, they get misconstrued. People that puts their own touch on it. Some people just can't keep an open mind, and they have to accuse somebody. Hard to get misconstrued if you don't do interviews. So, can she use that for an excuse? She can. I don't think it's a credible one.
Valid or whatever.
Valid. Thank you, babe. I don't think it's a valid excuse.
Mm-hmm.
I think you just have to tough up. Tough up. In a couple of live videos we did, we even took up for the parents of missing kids. We don't want to accuse anyone. In a couple of videos we did. We accused somebody. I guess we're talking about Felicia and Josh. But that was after we talked to them. That was after they even knew. When they looked at us, they knew that we knew they were lying. They knew it.
Yep.
People can't get so wrapped up thinking it's the parents that we falsely accuse. But at the same time, all parents of missing children must realize that they're going to be the possible suspects right off the bat.
Because they're the last one that.
Yeah. And it happens so much, babe.
Yeah.
It happens. We just done it in Jackson.
Yeah.
Just done it in California.
Yeah.
Chris knows that, as we talked about on the phone. He knows that. Chris knows. He said, you don't have to use baby gloves on me. We know. Me and Katie knows either he's going to be found somewhere or he's deceased.
Yeah.
We feel burdened to talk to you.
Mm-hmm.
Hope maybe God will put it on your all's heart to talk to us and clear us a path that we can go in a different direction. Something has happened by accident or mistake, and the person or persons are believers. They may just need a nudge to come forward and tell what happened while asking for God's mercy and forgiveness. Everyone keep praying.
Please.
It's all we have. Remember, God knows. And the perpetrators, knows that God knows. See, people may think they're the only ones that know what happened, but God knows.
Yeah. You can hide it here on earth, but man.
Fred, is it typical for an innocent person or parent to seek a defense attorney? This is what I've heard. So all speculation at this time points, but what are your thoughts about this? My own personal thoughts would be to welcome anyone to help find my child, period. Period. Help us find your child. Ask all the questions you want, period. Have nothing to hide. As long as that person tells the truth, they never have to back up or make a mistake in what they say. I'm hoping if the person or persons who had something to do with Sebastian's disappearance, call us. I'm not in law enforcement anymore. I'm retired. As long as they don't have to tell us where he's at. They can tell a defense attorney. It has come to the point, unless someone makes peace with God and comes forward, Sebastian's remains will never be recovered. Is that what anybody really wants? Can people really live with that? It was a very good phone call. Of course, Sheila nor I brought anything questionable. We didn't bring anything up questionable or accuse Chris or Katie. We wanted to wait for the in-person. We're still not going to accuse. We're still not going to accuse. I believe in letting people will, when people, he texted us back yesterday when we sent him that picture of that little boy. That was sweet of him.
Yeah.
And we appreciate that. If he never talks to us, he never talks to us. That'd be between everybody but he sure texted us back on that.
He sure did.
Chris was supposedly gone, but all of a sudden he's her mouthpiece. Okay. I answered that earlier, but I would be like that with Sheila. That's my wife.
Yes.
Just because Katie didn't want to talk to a YouTuber means nothing. If my child was missing, I wouldn't want to talk to a YouTuber either. That's understandable. Ever who wrote that. And a person on here called Troublemaker, which is a good person. That's just their handle.
Yeah.
Also told us that stood out to them. She wants to keep him. She said she wants to keep him in the news. We're offering.
It's all we can do.
We don't follow other YouTubers or creators. Sheila and I follow
the good Lord.
Good Lord. Follow the good Lord.
And he never steers you wrong.
If somebody takes offense to us attempting to find a child, then that's...
Yeah.
We are not accusing anyone. Babe, what do you have?
I think you've covered pretty much everything there is there. Just, I wish that Katie and Chris would really and truly think about it and give us an interview. Or anybody else. If you don't want to talk to us, talk to somebody else.
Guys, if anybody out there and you know anything about it that comes up, like that guy contacted us about the picture, shouldn't have done that. If you find any evidence or you find anything that's, contact Tennessee Bureau of Investigations or the sheriff in the county there that they live in. Don't contact us. We're nobody.
Yeah. Well, and plus, I don't mean this mean, but that's time gone by.
Sometimes people, there's a reward for Sebastian. Sheila and I don't want no reward. If there's nobody to get the reward and it goes to somebody, let them put a park in Sebastian's name down there where he's at.
That'd be
Put a little park down there with Sebastian, a little statue, a little
plaque
of Sebastian. Let that reward go there. Sheila and I are not doing this for a reward. We don't want no reward for this one.
We just want to bring him home.
And if you're the guilty party, if you run across something, contact TBI and the sheriff's department.
Right.
But if you're the guilty party or parties, contact your lawyer. Go see your lawyer and tell him what you got, see what advice he gives you.
Exactly.
Or contact me. I'll put you in touch with somebody. We want to see Sebastian come contact us. I don't want to leave my wife. Now is the time. You hold all the cards.
Yes.
But you will lose in the end. Do the right thing.
Yeah.
Guys, that's
about it.
An hour and 21 minutes.
Oh, really?
Probably done lost most of you.
My.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
Sheila and I didn't want to get in a hurry on this video. This video is not to our viewers. This video is specifically
meant for Katie and Chris.
Chris and Katie. I think most people can see that. I know Chris and Katie can. We don't want to harass them. We don't want to aggravate them. We don't want to, but we would love to talk to them. We just feel the need to talk to them. If they're innocent, for sure. And if they're guilty of anything, for sure. Rule them in, rule them out. We're not going to come, if we talk to you and we think that, hey, these two's guilty of sin, what do we do on
Felicia
and Josh? What do we do? Did you see us holding a news conference? Did you see us going down the road driving and saying, hey, them two's, we didn't do that. That's not the way we do. That's not we can't do that. We can't do that. I got back in the truck and the camera was on. And I said, guys, we don't know what to tell you. Well, we didn't know what to tell you, but we knew what we thought. But we're not going to go out there and do that. If we feel something that's not right in this case, we're not going to do that to Chris and Katie. That's up to the police to do that.
Yeah.
That's it, babe. You're up. You got anything?
No, I'm good. I think you covered it.
I ain't shut up, have I?
It's all good. No worries. You talk and I just talk every now and then. They
don't understand that. They get on to me. They say, let Sheila talk every now and then.
If I have something to say, I'll say it.
Sheila's a lady of few words, but what she says, it usually is really inspirational or stands out. To me, it does anyway.
Oh, you're sweet. So, thank you.
Right, baby.
All right, guys. We hope you're doing well this evening. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share. And we'll catch you on the next one. God bless.
Pray, guys.
Please pray.
Pray, and let's find Sebastian.
Let's bring him home.